Let's go for a little hike. Did it. Started. Welcome back to Drum Speak. Today we're going to talk about control. What is control and how do you get it? First off, I don't think you control anything, especially in drumming. So when people want control, they don't really want control. What you see when drummers are controlling the stick or whatever is the exact opposite of what's happening. When I think of control, I think of people trying to force things to happen. But in drumming, that's not necessarily the case. To get what people think as control, you need to think about the economy of motion. I don't know if this is like a real scientific term or anything, but in drumming it means, am I playing the most efficient way possible? To play most efficiently, you take these perfect forces, like gravity, for example, you take that and you use it to your advantage. So rather as trying to make gravity conform to what you think, you need to conform to what gravity has already laid out for you. Whenever I marched Coastal Surge, I had this instructor, and well, it was actually all the instructors. They taught me that to gain control, you had to lose control. What this means is even though you aren't technically losing control, that's what it's gonna feel like. And so basically what you're doing is you're submitting to gravity, and you're submitting to the way the stick is and to the way the anatomy of your hand is. You're submitting to all these things that are already out there for you. To play like this, you have to get rid of your ego, and we're drummers, so I know we all have egos. So instead of fighting nature, you use nature to your advantage. When you practice like this, you realize that you weren't in control in the first place. So let's go back to the top. How do you gain control? Step one, you realize that you don't have any control. That is just an illusion. Step two, you practice using these perfect forces. So you let gravity bring the stick down and you let gravity bring the stick up. You use the anatomy of your hand perfectly. Your hand can only move in specific ways. Don't try to force your hand to do something that's unnatural. And step number three, getting rid of your ego, submitting to these perfect forces, and understanding that you aren't as good as gravity. If that makes sense. And this is directly related to real life. When you try to control everything in your life and it falls apart, you feel like you failed. But a lot of things are not in your control. So one thing you are in control of is how you think and how you feel. Those are two things that you can control. Beyond that, it's hard to say exactly what you're in control of. And when you just submit to how things work, you can use that to your advantage to get ahead. So instead of trying to make reality conform to your mind, you need to let your mind conform to reality. And then once you do that, then you can take it upon yourself to fix and control what you wish. I think that should cover everything that I want to get across to everyone. And my battery's dying, so goodbye. I think I'm dying.